You know that feeling when you're so deep into a game world that you start thinking, man, I wish this part was different, or what if I could build my own? Well, today, we're diving into that exact journey, the awesome path from being a player to becoming a creator. Let's get right into it.
Seriously, think about the last game that just completely hooked you. Were you only playing, or was there a little voice in the back of your head going, what if? What if you got to design the levels, or create the characters, or write the story? That little spark, that's what this is all about. If any of that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to break down that incredible leap, that shift in both your skills and your mindset that turns a passionate gamer into a legit creator. Okay, so where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it all starts with what we're calling the spark. Let's talk about who this path is really designed for, and maybe you'll see yourself in the description. Look, this isn't just for one type of person. This is for you, the gamer, who's always been curious about what's going on behind the scenes. It's for the aspiring indie dev who's got notebooks full of cool ideas. And hey, it's for anyone who wants to create interactive stuff, whether that's for art, for fun, or even for learning.
Now pay attention to this slide because it busts a huge myth. What do you need? A real passion for games and a brain that kind of likes solving puzzles. I mean, if you can figure out a complex quest in a game, you've got the right kind of logic. What you don't need is to already be a coder. That's the cool part. The tools today are so good that your creative ideas are way more important than your technical background.
All right, so you've got the spark, you've got the passion, but what do you actually build with? That brings us right to the toolkit. Let's check out the essential gear you're going to use to turn those ideas into a reality people can actually play.
So at the heart of a ton of modern game development is this powerhouse combo, the Unity engine and the C# programming language. Just think of Unity as your digital workshop. It's got all the frameworks, the physics, the visual tools, the whole shebang. And C#, that's the language you use to tell the workshop exactly what to do, to bring your unique game rules to life. This duo is an industry standard for a reason. It's super versatile, letting you build anything from a simple 2D game to a massive 3D world.
Having the tools is one thing, but knowing how to really use them, that's a whole other level. And that's where the training comes in. This is all about taking that passion and that toolkit and forging them into some real practical skills.
And this right here, this is your roadmap. You start with the fundamentals, right? Learning the basics of C# and just getting comfortable inside that Unity workshop. Then you jump into core development, where you're actually building 2D and 3D projects and learning how physics makes things feel real. After that, you're bringing worlds to life with audio, animations, and menus. And finally, you tackle the pro-level stuff, like making multiplayer games and getting them published on actual app stores. It's the full journey from A to Z.
So, after all that work, what's the end game? What's the big payoff? Well, that brings us to our next section, the outcome.
And here's the number that really puts it all into perspective. 14 weeks. That whole roadmap we just looked at, from knowing nothing to being ready to publish your own game, is designed to be a really intense, focused sprint.
This quote pretty much says it all. The goal is crystal clear. By the end of this course, you will be fully prepared to handle professional industry projects with confidence. See, it's not just about picking up a few skills. It's about building genuine, professional-grade confidence in what you can do.
Which leads us right to our final section, the next step. Now that the whole path is laid out in front of you, it's time to think about starting your own journey.
So we've seen the spark, we've seen the tools, the training, and the incredible outcome. The only question left is the one you have to ask yourself. Are you ready to stop just playing the games and start building them? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Taking those amazing worlds, living inside your imagination, and making them real for other people to explore. The path is clear, the tools are there. So, the real question is, what worlds will you create?